Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything, and welcome to a very wet Innsbruck in Austria. This is not the Austria you see on Sound of Music, that's for sure. It's torrential rain out there, that's why I'm doing the intro here in my hotel room. Did you know it takes 3 days to send an airmail letter from Austria to the UK? Did you know it takes 3 days to travel with Flixbus from Innsbruck to Glasgow? That sounds like a challenge, and that's what I'm doing today. Here's a picture of my cat, Jasper the cat, and I'm going to be racing him back to Blighty. Now he's got it easy, he just goes in an envelope, this envelope here, and he goes home. I have to change buses 3 times. I've got 4 coaches in general. I've got Innsbruck-Munich, Munich to Antwerp, Antwerp to London, London to Glasgow, 41 hours and 15 minutes. What could possibly go wrong? Well, the good news is I don't have to change buses in Paris, and I hate Paris Bercy bus station with a passion. So that's the good thing. But this is going to be a real challenge. The first challenge is actually going out there and getting absolutely drenched on my way to the bus station. In actual fact, this shouldn't be called man versus cat. It should be called Flixbus versus cat, because I'm 100% reliant on Flixbus being 100% on time on this journey. Each of the 3 connections is just over 2 hours, which in theory should be fine. I've never had any problems with Flixbus's timekeeping over the years, but I'm always paranoid that there's going to be a hold up on one of the autobahns. Maybe the bus will get a flat tire, maybe it will break down, and if that's the case, everything just falls apart and Jasper the cat wins this challenge. And I do not want Jasper to win this challenge, because you know what cats are like. If they win, it's meow 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 meow. You won't hear the end of it. Anyway, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to check out. There is a post office, fortunately, across the road, and I'm then going to go into the station just across the road here, and I am going to get some breakfast, because that could be the last meal I have for a couple of days. Okie dokie, I have checked out of my hotel very reluctantly, nice and warm there, a bit chilly out here, and seriously damp. There's the post office across the road, that's where I'm going. I've got 4 hours to kill now before the coach leaves. I wonder how long I can stretch out a coffee. There's the receipt, €1.40, and the man says, because I asked him, it takes about 3 days for airmail. So Jasper, the race is on. Right, let's get some coffee. Okie dokie, it's time to face the music. There's only so much time you can spend in a coffee shop. Right, I did a recce of the bus stop yesterday. I wanted to make sure I was going to the right place. Can you imagine if I went to the wrong bus stop and missed bus number 1? Jasper would win and I'd never hear the end of it. Meow, 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 meow. But it's the right place. I also wanted to make sure there was a bus shelter, because the forecast was rain. They got that 100% right. There's also a bit of sleet and snow just mixed in as well. So at least I should stay dry until bus number 1 arrives to Munich. Oh, and can I just say that I've heard that Steve Marsh is actually supporting Team Jasper. I can't believe it. Lack of support, that's disappointing. Anyway, let's go, and I'll see you when we're in Munich. This is the easiest, the shortest of all the 4 bus journeys I'm doing. This is only, what, 2.25 hours. See you in Munich. Well, it looks as if I'm not the first person to arrive. That's good. That's a good sign. Well, that's the first of 4 buses completed, and that was the easiest one. It was only just over 2 hours, and it equates to about 5% of the total travel time. Yeah, shortest one, 2 hours 15 minutes. The next one is the longest at 13 hours and 20. That'll be a killer because it's overnight to Antwerp. But here I've also got the longest connection of 2 hours and 35 minutes, which means I've got time to get to the Hauptbahnhof because there's something I'd like to get while I'm in Munich. And it's not a Paulaner, it's something else. So how beautiful was the scenery on the border between Austria and Germany? Absolutely stunning, wasn't it? Right, I am on a mission. And here we are at Munich's Hauptbahnhof. If it can't be bought here, it can't be bought anywhere. Right, let's find it. A German guy came up to me and asked me, where did I get my bratwurst from? Always happy to help. Anyway, I'm being careful about what I film here. There are loads of security people around, and with my track record of GoPros in Germany, I don't want to be found breaking the law.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
That is one busy station in there, but then again it is rush hour, so what do you expect? It's also a construction site, so it's pretty manic. I'm going to use the lavatory because I don't like using them on the buses. I'm going to be on that for 13-14 hours, you know, and then I'll mosey on up to the bus station and loiter there. Here we go again. So here's a question for you. How much do you think it costs to spend a penny at Munich Hauptbahnhof? The answer, €1.50. And all I can say is I'm glad I didn't use all my loose change to buy that bratwurst. That could have been a disaster. Right, I'm going to mess around here for just a little while longer, then I'm going to head back to the bus station. This bus could actually be quite a busy one because I was looking at the intermediate stops and it seems to operate from Munich to Brussels, then to Antwerp where I get off. Where does it go after that? I've got a feeling it goes to Paris, so this could be a busy old bus, this one. I hope no one tries to nick my seat. At first I thought this bus station was a bit meh, but once you go upstairs into the modern looking building, they've got a McDonald's, they've got a Lidl, they've even got a Flixbus office. Wow. Right, number 20, that's where I have to head. Well, it's nearly time for the bus to arrive. This is not the most pleasant of bus stations. It's kind of windswept, and up there it's lovely. Down here it's kind of grotty, you get a lot of drunk people and whatever. And it's absolutely bitter down here. Right, where's this bus? Oh. And welcome to Antwerp. This isn't the city centre, this is a suburb called Berchem, and it's a couple of miles out of the city centre, but this is where Flixbus drop people off and pick them up. This is where I'm going to be leaving from in a couple of hours time. I was thinking, that bus from Munich to Antwerp, every time you catch a long distance coach, there's always someone on board who's going to make life difficult for everyone else, and that bus was no exception. There was a Bulgarian guy and he got on. Now, despite the terms and conditions of your ticket saying you shouldn't be drinking, he brought a 6-pack of lager. And he polished 4 of these off and decided to get a little bit tired and went for a sleep. So there he is lying on 2 seats, legs akimbo all over the aisle. People had to climb over him to get anywhere. When we got to Strasbourg, that was about 12:30 in the morning, he suddenly perked up and he was wide awake and decided to make a 40-minute phone call to someone. To celebrate the end of that phone call, he decided to finish off his 6-pack with the last 2 beers, where he promptly fell asleep again, lying on his back, legs akimbo. He was at that point snoring very loudly. The guy opposite him actually kicked him a couple of times, never woke. Another person was trying to climb over his legs to get somewhere, and I think accidentally trod on his feet or something, and it still didn't wake him up. The guy was out for the count. The problem was he was passing wind as well. Boy, he was rotten, he really was. The poor girl behind him had her perfume and she was spraying it around everywhere, then leaning over the seat and spraying him as well. Anyway, we got to Brussels North, which is where Flixbus were dropping us off. And he must have gone out for a cigarette or something and happened to mention to someone, "Where are we?" Thinking it was Brussels Midi. And they said, "Oh, we're in Brussels, this is a stop." Mad panic, ran back in, grabbed everything, chucked it in a bag, and then left. And I thought, at that speed, you're going to forget something. Sure enough, a minute later, he came in and he'd forgotten his phone. I thought, geez, so... yeah, there's always one person on each bus who's going to make life a misery for everyone else. Right, Berkham. What an uninspiring place. Right, I'm here for a couple of hours. I did notice a little around the corner, so I'm going to go there. I'm going to get something to eat, something to drink, get some supplies for the next part of this epic journey, which is from here down to Calais, onto Dover, onto London. That was a loud noise. Yeah, I was going to say, I went onto Google and I was looking for cafes, but most cafes seem to open at 11. And it's just gone 9 o'clock now, so not much use. That's why it's going to be little. They'll save the day. Right, let's get moving. Yeah, and I was just wondering where Jasper the cat was. I don't know how postal distribution systems work. I know I should, but I don't. But I would imagine that he wouldn't have moved from that shop until after closing hours, which meant last night or very early this morning, his card would have gone from Innsbruck to some central distribution area in Austria. From there, it's going to be flown over to the UK. And I'm guessing that's going to be happening this morning, or it's going to be happening this afternoon. At the moment, I'm still ahead of him, I'm pretty sure, but I reckon by the end of today, he will be catching up. Right, where is that little? So with a large coffee in my bloodstream, I'm ready for bus number 3, which is Antwerp through to London. For some reason I had just assumed, I don't know why, Flixbus would use some sort of sophisticated, smart, sleek, modern transport interchange. No, it's just a random bus stop at the side of the road here. But it is the right one because there are Flixbus signs everywhere. So I'm in the right place. This bus I'm waiting for, I think, starts in Amsterdam. It doesn't go to Brussels, it goes from here to Bruges, then on to Calais, cross over to Dover, then on to London. And I might have lunch on the ferry, even though the prices that they charge on ferries tend to be a little bit on the pricey side. When else am I going to get a chance to eat? And that's one thing I have to keep in mind when I'm doing this kind of challenge against Jasper the cat. Keep myself fed. Right, I'm just going to be wandering around this park, and the bus should be here in around about 40 minutes. I'm assuming the bus will be on time. The traffic this morning was absolute chaos, mainly on the south side of Antwerp, and I was wondering what on earth was going on. We went from being on time to an hour and 10 minutes late, and that was because along one portion of motorway there was a slip road to come off, and a driver of an articulated lorry couldn't decide whether he wanted to go straight ahead or use a slip road, so he went between the two, hitting a crash barrier head on. Very messy, fire brigade, the whole lot. So in effect, the whole motorway was reduced to one lane. That was a nightmare. But I think things have cleared up a bit now, because even here at Berchem, it was pretty busy this morning when I arrived, and it seems to be flowing okay now. Speaking of connections, when we were at Luxembourg, we were only supposed to be there for about 5 minutes, but we were there for 20. And the reason why is because the driver was waiting for another Flixbus to arrive so 2 passengers could change over. And because it must have been a guaranteed connection, we had to wait for them. We made up time until we got to Antwerp. So there I am walking towards the building, and a woman shouts at me. I thought I was breaking the law.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
It was actually a little less sinister than that. I was actually going in the exit instead of the entrance. Right, we're here for 1 hour, and we're going into this big building here to waste some time. I might get a coffee. Grab myself a baguette and a tea. This is very nice, isn't it? This is upstairs. Downstairs you've got your duty-free area, and a little bit of duty-free up here as well. But it's lovely.
Attention everyone, welcome on the board. So the crossing time is around 90 minutes. Very important information, we have deck number 5. When they will announce to come back to the coach, just don't forget to come back to the deck number 5. It's gonna be the blue door. Thank you.
And here we are on board the ferry. I checked with the driver and he says we're on time. I had a feeling we were running late. I thought we were just hanging around Calais way too long. We had an hour in that shop. Because no, we're on time, you'll make the 2100 up to Glasgow. Great news. I'm not going to bore you with the details of the ferry. You've probably seen these cross-channel ferries so many times. But I am going to get a cup of coffee. I'm going to get something to eat, but I'm going to save that for later. Because, like I said, I've only got a 45-minute connection time at London Victoria. I won't have time to dilly-dally. Yeah, there's also a bit of sleet falling, so let's get inside where it's warm and dry. Our coach is at the bow of the ship. Apparently we'll be the first vehicle off on that deck, so we can make a sharp exit. Oh, I'm going to make a sharp exit now because it's absolutely freezing out here. Oof. here we are at Victoria Coach Station, 15 minutes early. I was just thinking, I wonder where Jasper's card is. For him to win this epic challenge, it has to be in the UK already. It must have flown over today, and I guess it's flying up to Scotland tonight. It'll be delivered tomorrow morning, if he's going to beat me. Anyway, I have now got about an hour to kill, and then it's leg 4 of 4 up to Glasgow. Whew. Well, I'm glad this is an overnight service. I won't have to worry about the lack of view, but 1.5 inches of knee room, that's ridiculous for an overnight service. They're trying to squeeze every single possible seat into this bus. And we're back in Glasgow, 15 minutes early. Right, I've got a really bad feeling about this. Let's get moving. Good news and bad news. The good news is I'm back home in Paisley. The bad news is I've had a message from Sue to say something international has arrived. I hope I haven't blown this challenge now. I really hope. Oh, what? Hello. Hey, I like the shirt.
Thanks.
Hello. So Jasper, how does it feel to have lost? Oh, you're in a huff, aren't you? Didn't you say that there was something international arrived?
Oh yes, there was. There was a parcel for you.
Oh, a parcel. Good.
Just wait there and I'll get it for you.
Right, what are you up to, Jasper? Bit disappointed, I know you are.
It's a bit of a strange shape. I wasn't quite sure what it was, but that came the other day.
Oh. Okay.
Do you want me to see what's inside? Do you want me to open it up?
No, I think that's my business cards. They came from Morocco, of all places.
Morocco?
Yeah.
Business cards from Morocco?
Yeah. It's a long story.
Oh, actually, there was something else came for you.
All right, let's find out. I'll follow you, find out what this is.
Blair got this one in the other day. Yeah, this one looks maybe slightly more important.
I think we should open that up to find out what's inside. What do you reckon?
I'll get some scissors then. Ready?
What could it be, do you think?
We should let you really open this, shouldn't we?
Well, no, it's all right.
Right, for the big reveal. I just cut my nails as well and I've got no nail to... Aha, are you ready?
I think so.
Oh, look at that lovely black squishy
A bit of cardboard.
I've got, oh my, oh,
That's
for
okay.
goodness sake. It's almost as good as a letter from the king, this one.
Don't know. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it?
So what do you think, Blair? 100,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it.
Fantastic.
I'm proud.
Proud of your daddy.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Even there was a woman in Tesco's was very proud of you as well.
Oh, the cigarette lady?
Yes, yeah. So, wonderful. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you to every single subscriber, all 100,000 of you.
And here's to the next 100,000.
Well, I'm aiming for the next million, but I might have to hand that over to you, I think.
Yeah, that might be a generation thing. Okay.
Anyway, guys, thanks very much for following. I'll see you next time.